So apparently I was dying. I'm laughing as I say that, but obviously it's no laughing matter. And yes, I am completely serious. Um, I've apparently had a health condition that has been getting progressively more severe for quite a while. And things came to a head on the 22nd of June. And I am not someone who does the whole doctor hospital thing. There's a long story behind that, but I will just say there was a season in my life that I yielded myself to all the medical professionals and anything that they would say, and it was not a good outcome for my body from that. So literally the naturopathic doctor who kind of shifted things for me at the end of that season was like, you literally have to stop because they're killing you. So needless to say, that isn't exactly an arena I feel particularly safe in. So when things were coming to a head, I was resistant, not in like a fear-based way, but just like, I didn't feel safe. It's like, you're not going to go to an area of town where people get robbed every 5 minutes. You're going to feel unsafe, so you're going to choose not to go there. That's literally how it felt to me. But what was interesting to me, and again, like, it's such a beautiful testimony. There's so many nuances, and I'm in no way going to be able to do justice to this. But I will just say, because you've heard me talk about my elevated thought model, and when you are in that love-based expanded energy, you are in unhindered flow, and when you're in that constricted fear-based energy, you are really not moving, everything's stagnant. But there's this sort of dangerous place in between that I call hindered flow. And so you're partially flowing, but there's a little bit of stuff in there, and that is where I actually was, and I didn't even realize it, because my resistance, my attachment to a particular outcome, in this case not being going a medical route, was actually hindering me from hearing the directions that Source had for me. And so this came to a head and kind of lasted for 5 really painful days. And then there was some life circumstances that sort of brought me to a place where I had the conversation with my sister, and I just said, look, I still can't picture going, but let's just talk about it. And the moment that I did that, it broke that hindrance and released me into that unhindered flow. And when I was in that state, immediately I could hear, you need to go, and you need to go right now. I was like, uh-oh. And my sister, God bless her, she said, if you need to go to the hospital, I will drop everything and come and get you, and I will stay with you the whole time if that's what you need to feel safe. And I said, that's literally the only way that I would think about going. And she truly did exactly that. And so it was that catalyst that really helped to break that open for me. And so so she dashed up and she got me, and we dashed off to the hospital. And I had never been admitted as a patient in the hospital since literally the day I was born. So this is like a parallel universe for me. And I will just say that everyone there was so kind. It was really extraordinary. It was very different from what I thought I might encounter there. Everybody was very kind, very patient. And I'm not going to get into all the grisly details because you really don't need to hear it, but the prognosis was really grim. I'll just tell you that. And basically, you're going to die without it. You still are probably going to die with it. Or, life in bed on a ventilator, and the best case scenario was some mobility and still on a ventilator. So not great outcomes. And I don't know how to tell you other than just to say both my sister and I, and one of my dear friends was with us as well. And of course, my husband was there, and then I kept shooing him out to go take care of the dogs so that they wouldn't freak out that I wasn't home, because of course I work from home, so I'm with them all the time. And it was one of those moments where we all just had an extraordinary measure of peace that literally could be nothing other than just being in that flow state when you can just trust that everything is happening for you, not to you. And so, yeah, so we were just like, okay, yes. And, because one of the questions is, do you want me to save your life if that's going to be your life? And I look over at my sister, I'm like, I don't know how to answer that question. So she's like, yeah, I think so. Because if you're alive, there's a possibility. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's go with that. But what came after that was just nothing shy of miraculous, because obviously you can see I'm not on a ventilator. And so the surgeon was able to achieve results that were wildly better than her best case scenario. And my recovery has also been wildly better than the best case scenario. I came out from under anesthesia and they were ready to give me painkillers. And I'm like, why? I'm not in pain. I don't know what to tell you. And I would take something. It's not that I'm against taking something. I just was like, I'm not in pain. And so I haven't even taken anything over the counter during this. And so that's definitely supported my healing, but I'm healing well and healing quickly. And all of the benchmarks that they set for me, without getting into the details, just blew right through them. And so, yeah, so I'm literally a walking miracle. And I have more energy and chi now than I've had in years. And again, it was because apparently I was just slowly dying, and all of my life force essence and healing energy was going towards keeping me as healthy as possible for years. So yeah, it's pretty extraordinary, and I'm feeling immensely grateful just for having seen the way that everything unfolded. And it really is just a reminder to me that when you choose to live your life in flow, trusting that every circumstance, even the challenging ones, are there for you and they're not happening to you, you really are able to embrace them from a place of love, and also when you remember that this earthly experience is here for the catalyst for growth. So, if your expectation is that nothing challenging is ever going to happen to you, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But when you just, again, when you expect that things are going to come, not that you're looking for bad things to happen, just when they come, you go, oh, okay, here's another piece of catalyst for me to ride this wave, and I can do this. And I was able to do that with a sense of gratitude and joy. And again, I just never cease to be overwhelmed at just the way every single detail, every nuance, just so divinely orchestrated, so many synchronicities, and it's just beautiful. So anyway, I just couldn't resist sharing that. Bless you guys and have a wonderful day.